What's up? Welcome into your breaking booms. Ooh, I almost broke a boom on my microphone. Getting nuts in here. Breaking news. Last night, Tuesday night, today's Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, for those of you keeping track. Don't forget tonight, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Buckeye Rush Hour. Be there, be square. We are talking about blowing up the Pac-12, which they seem to be doing pretty well on their own. I don't think they need our help. Is it an implosion or an explosion? They pretty much screwed themselves regardless. Anyways, breaking news. Let's get to the topic here. Nigel Glover commits to the Buckeyes. He's a 2023 linebacker, so just got to Northwestern's campus. He's officially a transfer, so you got to keep that in mind. So he committed Tuesday night. He is from Northmont High School in Clayton, Ohio, down in southwest area of Ohio. They've been earning some offers down there from the Buckeyes. They've got some dudes. That's a new one for me. I haven't heard too many guys from Northmont. I'm sure you guys will hop in the comments and give me the well actuallys. But so Nigel Glover was committed to Northwestern, spent a couple months maybe on campus. Excuse me. He's a linebacker, 6'3", 210. He's put on a few pounds. This is his recruiting profile. So let's call him 215 maybe. He was an 8.996, so a 4-star, a nationally ranked number 335, number 30 linebacker in the class, and number 10 player in the great state of Ohio. He entered the portal on July 17th, so just a couple of weeks ago. The Buckeyes were in touch immediately when he announced his transfer. And Nigel went on his visits this past weekend. He visited Ohio State on Friday and then Michigan and Kentucky over the weekend. So he wanted to stay relatively close to home, it sounded like. But this is another recruiting win over Michigan. Don't get it twisted. Make sure you mark that down if you're keeping track. Another one in the Buckeye column. So Glover was only on at Northwestern as a summer enrollee. So obviously you had Pat Fitzgerald's firing. The NCAA allows players to enter the portal for 30 days after a coaching change. That's why he was allowed to get in here in this small window of time right after the firing. So he took advantage of that. He's eligible to play this upcoming season, and he has 4 years remaining of eligibility. So that's huge. They can kind of work the numbers here where he will count towards the 2024 recruiting class. So I'll get to the specifics here a little later on, but let's talk about the scouting report. What does he bring coming out of high school? He's an athletic defender with a prototypical frame for an outside linebacker. So he did play a little quarterback in high school and safety and linebacker, kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. Played like a hybrid safety in high school as well. So Glover should transition into being a full-time traditional outside linebacker probably. He still has room to grow and add weight. He runs well to the ball. He has a change of direction that's really, really high level for a guy of his size at 6'3". He can get physical and strike ball carriers. Will have to get used to working his way through the wash more and taking on blocks inside the box. That rhymes. Blocks inside the box. Wiki, what? He has worked as a blitzer off the edge as well. So that'll be useful working in the outside linebacker position. He has the athleticism to be play high level in coverage. Still needs some experience in man-to-man, but he should be able to get to the point where he can man up a tight end or running back in college at Ohio State. So obviously, like most freshmen, he needs to get a little stronger, of course, but he fits any scheme because of his versatility. And this is the thing we've been talking about a lot, especially when we talk about linebackers and safeties and the defensive side of the ball, versatility. So he can be an impact defender because of that. and he can work into this scheme because of his versatility. Coach Knowles loves that. Glover said this, why he chose Ohio State. He said, quote, they sold me on what they do to develop players, and they sold me on how they do it. They really stood out to me. The genuine care they have for their players stood out as well. Also, CJ Hicks, he was showing me some stuff. And, I like how they teach their players. They're just really intriguing. So Glover becomes this is just because he's a lower 4-star. Don't misunderstand this. This is a huge ad for the Buckeyes. They missed out on landing Kingston Viliamu-Asa and Edwin Spillman in the 2024 class, but this gives us some depth for the years to come. So the Buckeyes are only going to take two linebackers. We're done with the linebacker recruiting in this 24 cycle. You got Garrett Stover and Peyton Pierce, both 4-stars, right? So, and you got another in-state guy. I hear fans complain a lot that we don't have enough in-state guys from Ohio. They understand the rivalry and things like that. I hear that a lot from you guys. So he adds that, and he grew up a Buckeye fan, so that's a big deal. Here's a quote from him on that. When I was young, I didn't play football for any other reason besides I loved it and I wanted to be a Buckeye. As I got older and into the recruiting process, I learned there's no emotions in business, but if I become a Buckeye, I know my younger self will be proud. So what else does he bring to the Buckeyes specifically? So playing both safety and linebacker at Northmont, he's expected to play primarily linebacker for the Buckeyes. He's already added muscle in his short time at Northwestern. He's improved his quickness and shown how easily he can adapt to the next level with a strong work ethic. You got to have that, especially at Ohio State. Buckeyes noticed a difference in his development already, and add that to his positional versatility, and you got a great combo here to bring to the defense. He isn't expected to be a contributor right away. Like I said, we know this is a deep room of linebackers this season, but Glover's open to long-term growth as a player, and the Buckeyes feel the same way. So the Buckeyes are at the 85 limit right now, looking at the roster, and you have to be at that limit before you open camp. So they can't just shoehorn him into this 23 class. That's why they're working him into the 24, and he'll probably be a walk-on this year and then get his scholarship in January. So after losing out on the 2 players they thought they had locked up for the class of 24, that opens a slot for Glover to get into the fold and join the team. So his willingness to take that approach of being a walk-on for a few months really, and then getting his scholarship in January really works for him and for Ohio State. He probably does not see the field in much game action this year, but could be a backup depth piece for now, and then a special teams option too. So obviously he's going to need time to work into the defense, learn it under Jim Knowles and James Laurinaitis, so he can ramp up and eventually work his way into the 2 deep, and who knows what the future holds for him. So it's a great pickup for the Buckeyes. Feel much better having basically a 3rd linebacker in this 2024 class, and it's just like he's kind of like getting on campus before the other 2. So love the pickup, and adds depth, and we're going to need that after this year, after losing Tommy and Steele going forward. So that's all I got for you today. I'll see you at 4:30 tonight. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.